Welcome to Force Pro Sports Laserforce podcast with your host, Mr. Mischief.
Laserforce players, welcome to Force Pro Sports. Laser tag is the greatest sport of our modern era. Our dream is to see a Laserforce tournament with players paid professionally, teams sponsored, and lives transformed through our incredible supportive community. My codename is Mr. Mischief. I'm a laser tag sports analyst who aims to make laser tag presentable and fun for all. And today I am joined by Knowitall from Auckland, New Zealand. They boast 1,417 missions, and they are playing at Internationals 2025 on Team Auckland. Welcome in, Knowitall.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And I apologize to you already, but apologizing to everyone else. I came straight from practice. We were going late, helping out some of the people on US West and the Loveland team. And that's perfect because I want to hear about your practice tonight as well.
Last night. Our practice was we had our session last night. Unfortunately,
Really?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Sorry, Tuesday. Sorry, I'm getting my days mixed up.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, going well. Less numbers just because of illnesses. It's winter down here, so less people, injuries. Yeah, so wasn't able to play any Space 5 Tuesday. I think our next proper training session is in a couple of weeks. And hopefully that will be a good lead in towards start of August.
Absolutely. Well, that's really exciting. I want to ask all about it in just a little bit. But we always start every show with a quick question of the day. So I want to get into that real quick. Today's quick question, sponsored by Relics Merch. If you want to get some cool Laserforce swag, visit relicsmerch.com. Old Man Thanatos asks, what's one thing you want to achieve within the game of SM5? It can be as grandiose or as micro as you want.
What's one thing?
I'm going to be eating my Panda peanut butter cereal while you go because, again, just got back from practice. Please.
Fair enough. I think it's a bit of a tough one. I am wondering.
Dan loves to go deep.
Dan loves to go deep, yes. I eventually want to be one of the best players at Auckland. I feel like I'm getting up there now. It's just pushing into the next echelon from where I have been over the last little bit. Part of that is a bit of fitness. Part of that is just game sense and learning how to play in a different style of arena and a different play style.
Well, if I can say, I've been stalking your guys' members' nights a little bit. There's a lot of public stats out there.
Of course.
And you are already hitting those top echelons in terms of MVP. Now, MVP does not necessarily correlate with direct skill, but I definitely think it seems like you are growing and getting up there. What do you think? What do you think you need to improve on to get into that next tier?
I think it's and we'll talk about it probably a little bit later on when we talk about the difference between our maze and then Brisbane coming up. But the way we play our maze, and I'm sure you probably would have felt it back a couple of years ago, was we're very attack heavy. We just attack. It's that different style of play, the more defensive, the more zonal control style that I'm just starting to pick up to, even in a couple of our training sessions just beforehand. But also, I'm a very good attacking player. I'm not a great defensive player. And I think partially that is because of how our maze is set up. Because we're so attack heavy, it's like, go get medikits, go attack, rather than learning how to defend properly.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with some of my players tonight. You can't be S tier at everything.
Exactly.
Players they come in, and sports is just not fair by nature. There are some things you're going to be able to become top tier at, and some things that at your best, you'll be average. And that's okay, but what kind of player can you become? Seems like you're trying to give yourself a little more balance, right? You can't always be attacking. That's not always the optimal choice.
Yeah.
Well, very astute of you. Thanks for answering that question. If you want to submit a question to one of our guests, for you, the listener, please leave a comment below. And shout out to our Laserforce players joining the fight against bullying. If you donate to our Patreon, one half of your donation goes towards NAPAB, a nonprofit dedicated to the fight against bullying in schools and communities. All people deserve protection from harassment and abuse, regardless of who they are. All people matter. Give at patreon.com/Mr. Mischief. Into the content we go. And the number one thing I've been dying to ask you is, how'd you settle on Knowitall as your code name? Because that is a fun one.
Yes, that was I will credit my brother with this one. I've had this name since. I know this is going to be an old joke for some people, probably since I was 12, something like that. I'm a bit of a nerd.
And none of us are.
None of us are, of course not.
It's just you.
I just retain information about a whole bunch of different things, and my brother gave me the name as Knowitall. So in terms of like things you could make in terms of this a screen name, so I picked it and it stuck.
It's a great one. I love a name that's a little self-deprecating. You know, when people say like, "Oh, I'm legend, I'm godlike," whatever. You know, then when you lose a game, it's really embarrassing. When you kind of make fun of yourself a little bit, like, Know-it-all got me.
Yeah.
And it's also a nod to your IQ, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when did you start playing laser tag? How did you get into the scene?
I started. It's a bit of a murky history for me. My Laserforce account starts in October of 2010, and it's probably for my 10th birthday party. I know I'm young. I can hear Than in the distance saying, "You're just." It's just everybody's just old.
He's giving you a middle finger right now.
Yeah. But then I remember we went to this the White Owl site for a school trip for our year 6 graduation. So I'm not sure what that translates to in American currency. Just before it's 6th year of school. So probably I want to say 4th grade or 6th grade. I can't remember. Something like that.
You're spot on, yeah.
And I had a really, really bad experience there just because the equipment wasn't working very well. So I actually, for a long time, I didn't really like the Wire Owl site. So when I was coming up through high school, I actually was playing Zone at there's a site that's now closed and moved a bit further up north, down quite close to where the Wire Owl site is now. And they play at a members' night there. So I was playing Zone for a little bit. And then I get invited to a birthday party at the Wire Owl site again in 2017, I think. And by chance, Guy Next Door, Ninja Jack, Dimmy Hawk, that sort of crew are there, and they invite me to come in during Tuesday sessions, and I've just never been able to give it up.
They recruited you.
They recruited me.
Oh, that's fun. Did you have any idea this world existed when you went to that birthday party?
Not at all.
Like, these 3 people are just like the gatekeepers to this whole other world, and they hold you in Matrix style. You want the red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So how close was that to Nats 23?
That was, I want to say 2017.
Okay.
Because it was the year before I broke my ankle. So.
Oh my.
And then COVID hit, and then we got back to 23. So yeah, it'd be. I've been playing there for a couple of years on and off with everything else going on. before Nats.
So you came in and in 2023, Auckland hosted internationals. You played on the Auckland B team.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little about that experience. You'd been playing for about 6 years at that point.
Yeah, off and on. It was a very, very different experience. It was because we have a very once you get to know everybody, you sort of get used to playing with people, and then you get so many different people from across the world coming in to play, and it was a bit of a jarring experience. Even though we lost pretty much most of the games that we played, it was still a really, really fun experience to have.
For sure. What was it like to play on one team and stick with those people the whole time and build that synergy up? Because you don't really get that with members nights.
Yeah, it was partially there, but also because we had 7 and we were rotating around, and maybe a bit of drama going on. It was sometimes a bit harder to find that synergy because some of the games I was playing Commander, some of the games I was playing Scout, and sometimes it was different scouts if I was with a scout. It was all moving around a bit. It wasn't as static as some of the teams, but overall building a synergy with the 5 or 6 of us was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And Disco Stew played with you guys, right?
Yeah, and Manette.
And Manette, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's where I got to meet you, Internationals 2023. And look, there was there's 5 other players going to Auckland this year on your team, but I intentionally sought you out because I remember you. I think you began more on Scout, if I'm remembering correctly, during the week, and then the team sort of shifted you onto Commander towards the end. And I remember on like those day 3, day 4 games, you played with. I'll just say that you were highly aggressive and high effort as a player.
Yeah.
I mean, you were breaking in pretty savagely, often on your own. And so you seem to me like that archetype of a player where maybe you do struggle a little with defense, but because you're just offensively minded.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this person after 2 years after his first tournament, like coming into Internationals 25, I'm really curious how you've grown, what you learned from that 23 tournament, and how you're gonna come out this year.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting with a completely different maze setup. We've been sitting down. We've actually got probably a catch up after this, for some of the more older heads to give us the lay of the land in terms of how to play the Brisbane Maze. And luckily, because we've got one of the King brothers playing with us, the other King brother is still floating around in Auckland, so he's been giving us some tips as well. Because I think back in 2018, it was Leech and 2K King, they were the scouts. And they were, from what I heard at least, they were pretty damn good and pretty hard to handle.
I like them. I think they're really cool. It was nice to meet them officially in 23. So you're getting some coaching from some of the more experienced players.
Yeah.
And you're going in a little early to look at the arena.
Yeah, I'm heading down on the Friday. So I'll have a couple of days to get my bearings somewhat.
I'm really glad for you. That will help tremendously. Is this your first time going to another arena?
Yeah, for a tournament, yes.
Oh,
no, actually, no. We had a back just as COVID was running around, we ran a triple threat tournament. So basically 2 teams of 3 pairing up, 1 attack, 1 defense on each team. And we played at 3 different sites across Auckland. So, but going overseas for a tournament, yes.
Right, triple threat, the inferior form of the duos tournament. No, that's cool. Yeah, it's a shock because you build your whole frame of reference about all the positions in SM5 around your arena, and then when you go somewhere else, sometimes just fundamental truths about a position change because their arena plays totally different. Some
Yeah.
win conditions are easier to get. Some win conditions matter more than others. So it'd be a bit of a trip, you know.
And it was interesting to see how you guys played the arena coming into it for the first time, and that made it interesting as well.
For sure. Yeah,
Because you guys
tell
played
us
it
about that.
completely differently to how we played it, holding in the blue base area rather than in the disco area where we usually hold.
We got that culture shock as well in 2015 when all the people came to our maze, and there it felt like a bit of a violation. Honestly, it's like, hey, we know this maze. This is how we play it. Why don't you play it like us? Because we know
Yeah.
best. But people just they took it and they had all these different interpretations, right? And I guess when you don't come to your regular members nights, you don't develop that bias, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the Auckland maze. It's a little similar to the Loveland maze. It's kind of similar in terms of like the build, but in Loveland, when you're on the top floor, you can shoot down into the first floor from so many more areas. You really can't
Yeah.
do that in Auckland. And that's interesting.
The top floor is very isolating.
It's completely isolated, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a whole nother section on the first floor, but how detached it is from the rest of the maze.
Right. It almost makes it. I mean, that's the advantage of taking top in Loveland is that it gives you control over the whole arena. But you know, I almost wonder if you could imagine your top floor. Would it really play any different if you actually went underground instead of going up? Like, would it really make a difference?
I think.
I guess you have one ramp where you can look down.
Yeah. So, are you meaning, sorry, holding in the underneath area in our?
No. I was just saying, if we were to take your top floor and we tear it down and we stick it underneath where your current first floor is. Because it's so isolated, like, would it even make a difference?
I don't think it would, to be honest.
It's more just like an isolated bunker area.
I think maybe what would change is probably you'd get more hits on exiting players because you're having to run up ramp rather than when you're fleeing, rather than if it was down a level, you'd be running downhill to attack. And then you have to do the hard work to get back up when you're possibility of getting reset.
That's an interesting thought. Just that gravity helps you out when you're going one direction.
Yeah.
So do you know much about the Brisbane arena?
We've been in somewhat depth, and we sort of gone through like the rough call outs. There was a whole bunch of videos that the Brisbane crew recorded and posted online in like 2020 that we've been analyzing and like looking at reference points for how to attack certain positions, how to play certain positions, which has been really, really helpful in that regard. Yeah. So some of it's changed with the changes in Brisbane with the death stairs going. So, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. It's not an arena I've seen before, and I know there's footage out there, but the arena even, I think part of it got removed at one point, so it plays a little differently than it used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as well because it's so open on that top level. That's going to be interesting coming from a very closed maze like ours, where the walls are always above your head, and then coming into Brisbane where you can get hit from about everywhere on the maze.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about it, let's transition to Nats 25. So you're going, and I just want to be clear. I'm not asking you to reveal things that your team wouldn't want you to reveal. Don't get in trouble. But you know, I'm very curious just to know, like, can you tell us a little about your team? Who are the players going? What's the structure like?
So we've got four from from Auckland proper. So we've got myself, we've got Guy Next Door, we've got Morange, and we've got one of our newish players, ESNC. And then we've got two expats from Sydney. We've got Lone Soul and we've got Leech.
Awesome. Can I ask you real quick? So do you pronounce it ESNC?
That's a bit of a interesting one, because we always saw it as Ensk. And we've completely read it wrong. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Essence.
That's what I was wondering. Is it an abbreviation for Essence?
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
I think that's what it's supposed to be. I'm sure Sean will probably let me know if it's if that's wrong.
Sean, comment below.
Yeah. But yeah, so two of us, me and Essence haven't played Brisbane before, so we're the only two that haven't. Everybody keeps thinking I have played Brisbane, but I haven't, because I didn't go to 2018.
But you were around at the time.
I was around at the time. Yeah.
I see. Okay. I believe I know all those players except for Essence. I'm going to go with it, and if I'm wrong, you let me know, all right? All right, Sean. Tell me a little about Essence. What kind of player is he?
He's so after 2023, our member book pool was definitely shrinking. We were trying to make everything a bit more friendly, trying to build things up, because we've definitely been declining. So after Nats 23, we hadn't played in a couple of months, and then out of the blue, the owners call us and go, "There's a bunch of people wanting to play a members' night on a Tuesday," and they just fell into our laps, which is really, really, really good. And we've managed to keep, I'm going to say, the vast majority of them.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Some have dropped out. Some come every now and again. But yeah, most of them they've stuck around for, which is good. But Essence, he's very, I don't know if cerebral is the right word. He's very analytical.
Mm-hmm.
He's wanting to do a lot of in-depth work with Steve, and walking through the maze, talking through everything's going on. He's pretty quick. Yeah, it's going to be
good.
Interesting to see how he breaks into the international scene, at least.
That's cool. That's really cool, because I looked at your team roster, and I would consider Morange to be a pretty aggressive player. And I've only really seen Leech play on more aggressive roles. And I know you're pretty aggressive, so I was wondering what kind of player he'd be, because you can't have it stacked too much one direction. You need players with all kinds of different mentalities to round out the team.
Yeah.
And he's only been playing for a couple years then.
Yeah, so probably, I want to say the start of 2024, I think. Roughly about that time they started.
Awesome.
It might be a bit earlier than that.
And what I was surprised by is, and maybe I can actually go look just to check my work, but he's also doing pretty well on the members' nights.
He's come a long way. He's
jumping up.
Out of that crew that came with him. He's definitely jumped more on level pairing with some of the veterans, in terms of how we match, in terms of trying to balance the games without the randomizer, because the randomizer can sometimes, when there's lots of new players, they can sort of throw the randomizer for a bit of a loop, and it throws really, really poor matchups, which are very, very one-sided.
Yes, I publicly campaign against the Laserforce randomizer. Just to be clear, go use Metal Face's randomizer that he custom built. check out the St. George section of the Discord. I mean, okay. I don't know. I'm just checking out this game here. I'm stalking you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
was this?
Orange Heavy and Guy Next Door on Medic, like that feels like it's got a solid backline on that team. I don't know who Rodak is.
Yeah.
Essence, 5 missiles and 10 medikits. Holy cow.
Was it? When was this? Was this?
This was your most
this just-
recent.
2 weeks ago. Yeah. That was the week I was sick. So
Mm.
that was the week I was at my music things. Because I've been really, really busy the last couple of weeks. So I haven't been doing as much laser tag.
Let's find one with you here.
Um,
Imagine you're around. I don't think you were on that night.
uh,
Oh, there you
we
are.
go. There we go.
Hey, this one makes you both look pretty good.
Was this just go back up? Just the date?
That was June 17th.
Is that a
We're looking
Sunday?
at some stats here.
Oh, no, that's a Tuesday. But yeah.
Okay, you got 9 medikits, 5 missiles. Pretty sweet against Scorpion and 2K King. Very nice. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is a members' night from just a few weeks ago. You and Essence have topped the leaderboards. And we look at this last week, and Essence was number 2. And I've seen you pretty high as well. It's just, it seems like you two are really hitting, you're past a growth spur. You are in a different echelon at this point. Compared to 23, and Essence hadn't even played then.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that sentiment. I think, myself, but also Essence himself has come a super, super long way since he started.
Well, it's going to be really exciting to see how you both do going to a new arena, because some players, they take a big dip when they go to another arena, and some players honestly stay pretty stable. I think the longer you play, the more arenas you see, the more you become kind of arena proof. But it just depends on who you are, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'll stop sharing that. So, how you mentioned an injury? I don't want to get into anything that isn't supposed to be on air, but is everyone healthy on your team coming in this year?
So, Joe, Light, who you probably met at.
I know Light, yeah.
Yeah, he had a bit of a gym accident and
Okay.
crossed his finger.
Oh, well, sorry, Light. Get better soon.
Yeah, so he's been out for a bit, but also Morin just is coming off injury. He's he dislocated his knee like April-ish.
Ouch.
And he's got normally bad knees. So it's not the first time this has happened. That's happened to him. And it took him a little bit longer than expected to start coming back. But when he came to our first sort of proper training night on a Sunday, he decided to play, and even him not moving at full pace, he hadn't lost a step. He was still as deadly as ever. So
yeah. Well, I'll just reshare it. That same game I was just showing you, we got ourselves an 11K Orange Heavy, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep, I think he's fine.
Yeah, which was really good. I was hoping I'm not going to have to do too much running repairs on him during the tournament.
Yeah, go buy some of that. What is it, like a sticky wrap? It's good to have on hand for sure.
No, there will 100% be some strapping tape on my back, because I'm 99% sure I'm going to get called into action by somebody at the tournament.
Oh yeah, because you do the physical therapy, right?
Yes.
Thank you for that, by the way. You were just offering your services for free at 23.
I think I charged a little bit.
Oh, good. Made a little.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. I'll probably do something similar again.
I don't know if you want that advertised publicly right here.
I was clear about it the last time. I might as well be clear about this time as well.
Got 2 extra teams. I don't know how many people are going to be coming up to you, but you got a team to practice with. So no, that's really cool. Not Laserforce related at all. How'd you get into physical therapy?
So I'm a sports guy as well. I referee a whole bunch of sports. So I originally went into it wanting to be like most people going into physio, want to be like sports physios, want to be like All Blacks physios, national sports team physios. And then as I went through the courses, I've sort of found that that sort of side of physio is not my sort of style. I really, really enjoy the hospital side. So I work just up the road from the site at North Shore Hospital. So yeah, we see a lot of the older cohort with falls. They're not able to mobilize as well. It's about getting them out of hospital, getting them back home after whatever's happened to them, even if either if they've fallen or if they broke something or if they're just not medically well. And that can, when you're that old or that comorbid, that can really knock a person off their mobility, and it takes them a while to get back to ability where they're able to take care of themselves and get back home and manage at home on their own.
It's a pretty common thing in sports, and I imagine the care you receive for any given injury can greatly affect how it heals.
Yeah.
And your quality of life from that point forward. Seems like pretty meaningful work.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. So, for Nats, how are you individually prepping? What are you working on?
Partially fitness. It's been a bit of a bump the last couple of weeks because I've been super busy. But also, like I mentioned earlier, trying to play the more zone control, trying to take the focus away from attack, and then go like, where can I be the most beneficial to the team? I remember a couple of weeks ago, there was this at our Sunday night training. We did I think it was a 6v4, and we didn't have it was a 6v5. We didn't have a commander. We were sitting downstairs in disco, and we had everybody attacking us, and we had to try and control the green base area and then that corridor between blue and red, and trying to help Steve, who was the heavy, keep everybody out. And that was a bit of a challenge.
Interesting.
Yeah. It probably didn't work out as well as we thought it was, because it was just so much attacking and a bit too much for 2 scouts without a 3 hit to handle. But it was a really, really interesting experience as to how much can come at you, and trying to effectively scramble to try keep your resupply alive, but also trying to take resupply in the middle of all that scrambling. That was a bit hard to figure that out.
I mean, the challenge wasn't designed for you to succeed at it.
Exactly.
It's just supposed to stretch you, and that's how you grow.
Yeah. It was sort of trying to replicate the scout controlling the vortex area, the scout controlling the helm area, trying to keep the pressure off of the heavy, and also attacking into the resupply wherever needed.
Is there a player that you're trying to learn from or imitate their style in terms of defensive play?
I'm not sure. I can't think of anybody who I'm specifically trying to emulate out of that. No, not really.
No, you don't have to have anyone. It's an interesting question because people often find a player or 2 or 3 that they're like, ooh, I can't play as good as them, but I think I could, or I like the way they do. I want to steal some things from them. And I don't know, like, you're around Guy Next Door, and I'd consider him one of the greatest defensive players that I know.
Yeah.
He, like, being a wall it's a good strategy in some situations, and it's not a good strategy in others. But when the situation calls for a wall, like I don't know a better wall than Guy Next Door, and he showed that in their finals game against us.
Yeah.
Because he just locked everything down and shut us out.
Yeah. I think as well, Light as well. He is a very, very, very good defensive player. The randomizer loves to put me against either him, Guy Next Door, or Morange when I'm attacking, and it's always not a great time trying to break through them.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. He played heavy for the first few days of the tournament, and Guy Next Door was the ammo, and then they flipped. And I love the way that heavies and ammos synergize. I mean, a heavy can be sabotaged by not having good resupply, and they can be powered beyond their normal capacity by having great resupply. At least in my opinion. In the tournament that I just played, I have to give like 90% of the credit for my heavy play to my resupply, who were watching my back, enabling me to do really stupid stuff that would have gotten them killed, but they can handle themselves, and it was great. It's great having good resupply. And Light seems like he's got a really good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and unfortunately, he was already going on a trip to Australia, so couldn't justify two trips to Australia within a short period of time. So we couldn't have him on the team, unfortunately.
That's rough. Oh, well.
Yeah.
It's hard to get like I don't know if he would have been like an automatic person to be slotted in for this team, but it's really hard to get your full best roster out to a away tournament.
Yeah.
Loveland tried for many years, and we would always be missing one or two pieces who just couldn't make it. It's frustrating. What are you most excited for this tournament?
I think the challenge of going into a new arena is something I'm really, really excited for. I think getting a chance to play on the A team, something I really, really wanted to do. And now that it's I can play with the likes of Guy Next Door, the likes of Morange, I think will be a really, really fun experience, and hopefully we do well enough to. I think our goal as a team is to medal to top 3, but we'll see how the draw looks, because I think looking at the draw, there's a bit of a jam up into that last couple of medal spots. Everybody's quite close looking just on paper.
Yeah, I'll say I'm doing my power rankings show in a couple weeks, and these interviews are vital just to get some context for all these teams. And there are so many different variables this tournament. It's really hard. Like the resupply were right. Like I think that 5-pack in the middle, it's really hard to tell who's going to come out on top.
Yeah.
I could see most of them placing somewhere in that range. I guess we'll find out what variables are most important this tournament.
Exactly.
So your team's aspirations are podium then? That's kind of what
that's what we've set ourselves a goal for. Yeah.
Okay. I really think it's doable. I really love the fact that you and Essence are coming and you're showing such promise at your home site. It's just kind of like I think you two. I'm projecting out what I'm going to say about your team in a couple weeks on the Power Rankings show, but I think you two will be, no pressure, some of the biggest factors in how your team's going to do, because we know who the other 4 players are. They're growing, they're learning things, but you two could either flop as newbies who haven't played in an arena before or an away arena before, or you're going to break out.
Hopefully it's the latter.
Hopefully it's the latter. Yeah, you just don't know. And it depends the context of the team, of course. What job are you being asked to do, and can you succeed at it? We'll be back with the podcast in just a moment. Wanted to take a quick ad break to just let you know, please support the channel to join the fight against bullying and support our sponsors, relicsmerch.com, to get some awesome Laserforce swag. And with that, we'll be right back to the podcast. Thank you for listening. Oh, I'm trying to think if I have anything else for you. I did want to just ask about the Auckland site right now. Maybe to wrap up, could backtrack to that. Backtrack. How's the member base doing right now? How's the site?
It's in a really, really good spot at the moment. So I'm probably stealing a question in advance. We got new owners about 3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
We knew the sale was coming for a little bit, all of our thanks to Andre and to Ruan, who did really, really well through really, really tough circumstances with COVID and then the floods, which meant they probably weren't open for a long period of time where they had the site. So we got. That's right. They stepped in, I want to say 3 months ago, something like that. They've taken the ball and ran with it. It's looking really, really, really good. We've had them playing with us on some members' nights. So it's a family of 5 that run it. So Gavin, who's our main sort of point, and his partner, and then their 3 kids. Their youngest daughter is a bit of a gun. She's doing pretty well for just starting off a couple of months ago when she plays.
Nice.
But yeah, we're in a good spot at the moment. Probably in a better spot than we have been in a while.
100%. Yes, so the old owner was really cool. Got a chance to meet him, but these new owners, they seem like they're doing a good job and that they're easy to work with.
Definitely.
And that's such a blessing. Not every site has that. It's almost it's usually pretty essential to get owners that will work well with the members, run the business well to keep it open, but also allow you the space to cultivate what you're going to cultivate.
I think the new owners are very, very good at their marketing. So they've been putting out lots and lots of promotional stuff and lots of events and lots of different things, which is really, really good to see.
Excellent. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm sure the community's happy for you. The more that we can get sites up and running, the better it is for all of us in the tournament scene. And next time Auckland hosts an event that people come out to internationally, I'll be so excited to see what those teams that you guys put out look like.
Yeah. Touch wood. It's hosting again.
For sure.
For sure.
And I guess my final question is when players advance in skill, I find they often advance in terms of their role in the community as well, even outside of playing tag. I'm just wondering, what kind of role have you taken on in your member base?
I've been trying to take a bit more of a organizational sort of role. So trying to make sure people are corralled. I was the joke was I was posting to me and myself on our old Facebook page saying, we're on tonight. Just trying to keep make sure people know, yep, we're going. And it's sort of similar now. Everything's moved on to Discord. So trying to help make sure that people know what's going on is where I've been trying to slot into. Guy next door is definitely still the face and the chief. The de facto chief in this in our site. But yeah.
Yeah, chief next door. Well, that's awesome. Really glad to hear it. Do you have any questions for me before we wrap up tonight?
Not really. Yeah, thank you for being willing to be so late. You can just blame it on us being weirdos and being time differency.
It's worth it. Coming into Nats, people have been asking to come on the show, and I've been wanting to try to get at least one person from every team if possible, just to let every team kind of have some representation. And it's exciting, you know. I think it's part of the experience for people that can't attend Nats. If you can like hear some of the interviews, watch the little player spotlights, get to know the people. We love stories in sports, in the sports world. So knowing who's on the team, what do they believe in, what have they been practicing, yeah, that makes it so much more exciting from a viewer perspective. And selfishly, as I'm a viewer this year, I won't be there. I want it to be a really good viewer experience.
Yeah. Surely some commentary from you. Surely.
I think Rockwood and Metalface have it down this year, actually. But hopefully I'll hop on some time for some color commentary. All right. Anything I can plug for you?
Not really. Yeah, I'm always just in the background, just doing my own thing.
No worries. Well, thank you so much for coming on. If you're listening, please support our show and the fight against bullying by giving to our Patreon. If you want to be part of our Laserforce community, join the LF Tournament Discord and look to attend a tournament event. If you want to be a guest on this podcast, find one of our episodes and leave a comment, especially under the podcast forum. That's game over, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for coming on, Knowitall.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to ForceProSports. Subscribe to the channel and get cool perks by supporting our Patreon. Play Laserforce and become part of this era's next great sport.